What up, Kings? Hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about how the mass government layoffs, the tariffs, and the mass deportations here in the United States will affect the advertising business inevitably. First of all, how do you like my views, huh? I'm at a farm in the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, and it's a family farm. This is my first time shooting content here. I love coming out here and experiencing just a different quality of life, a different experience that is outside of the city. Because sometimes when you're in the city, you become delusional. You don't get to experience reality when you are living in the city. Because a lot of people in the city, they like to be delusional sometimes. It's not until you come out here to the countryside where you really experience what is what. And you really talk to people and that are aware of what is really going on. And specifically people that are ahead of the game already. So first, let me talk about the mass government layoffs. I think 2 million jobs are going to be lost in the government. So what I'm going to talk about right now is what I'm speculating will happen, and some of the impacts are going to be far-reaching in all kinds of industries. But first, let me make this one point. I had a phone call come in yesterday from a relative of mine who's based in a third world country where I was born. He was working for an NGO, non-governmental organization, that was dependent on funding from the US aid. So he called me panicking, telling me that he got laid off. And we all know what happened. Unless you've been living under a rock, President Trump cut funding, foreign aid, and that impacted this guy who's thousands of miles away in a third world country. He lost his job as a result of these cuts. I just told him, hey, what are you panicking about? Just relax. You are the best at what you do, so don't trip. Opportunity is going to open up for you because now you have to figure out a solution to make a living. I'm just letting you know that what is happening has such an impact, not only on people that are thousands of miles away in a third world country, but it's definitely going to come for the advertising business. And here's how. There's so many advertising agencies, there's so many brands that are out there that have been dependent on government funding as well. And whether it's government contracts, these government contracts are based on relationships that were forged. A lot of companies that supply the government, all these people are going to be affected. So a lot of these brands would probably need to promote the services, maybe through advertising channels. So it's only a matter of time until a lot of ad budgets are going to be cut this year. That day is coming. The cuts are definitely coming. There are a lot of people that are already ahead of the game, that understand these things that I'm seeing already. They're going to just start to demand more money, because when you look at the mass deportations, I was checking out a story on Instagram, I think. This comedian was making a joke about how the restaurant workers, the cooks, the chefs, majority of them are Mexicans. A lot of them are now scared to go to work because they don't want to get rounded up and deported by ICE. So the guys that actually have the paperwork that's legit, their citizenship or their residency, their green cards, those guys are now demanding to get paid more money because they know their stock is up right now. The same thing is going to come for the ad business. The cost of living is going to rise. Somebody that works for you, if you're an agency owner, if you're a brand, their cost of living is going to go up too. So maybe right now they're making $150K. What if they're going to start to demand like 300? How are you as a brand owner or an agency owner going to be able to afford that? Especially when your ad budgets are being cut. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, unfortunately. I saw a job posting on LinkedIn. It was more like a recruiter complaining, really, not a job posting. This recruiter was complaining, saying that a lot of companies or agencies, they're asking for social media experts, but they're really looking for somebody who's more well-rounded than that. And those people are very rare. To find somebody that can do social media, that can do online ads, Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, it's very rare to find somebody who can do all of that. And also somebody who can do things like landing pages, reporting, and all these things. It's going to be very rare to find these people. And these are the skills that are going to be in high demand. Somebody that is more well-rounded and that understands the bigger picture. Now, there are a lot of experts that know how to do social media ads very well, that know how to do Instagram ads very, very well. But now, those guys are going to have to learn all these other channels like TikTok ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. And there's a learning curve with that. The people that can do all of these things that you actually need are far fewer, and the rates are going to get jacked up because they know they're in demand and they're in high demand. Even the ones that know how to do Instagram ads or Facebook ads really, really well, they're going to start to demand more money anyway. So imagine somebody who knows how to do everything. You could have to pay through the nose for that because that person has bills. Cost of food is going to skyrocket. Let me tell you how. With these tariffs, it's going to impact logistics companies. I'm reading stories about truckers demanding more money from companies like Publix or Kroger. And when they demand more money, a lot of these grocery store chains, they're going to pass down that cost down to the consumer, like us. So if the cost of beef, I don't know what the cost of beef is, to be honest, but let's say if the cost of beef was $5 a pound, it's probably more, then it's only a matter of time until that cost goes up to 15, 20 bucks. It means that people are just going to stop buying beef. And the ones that are going to buy beef are going to look for the best deals. And who's got the best deals? Well, I'm in a farm right now. It's the middle of Georgia. There, I've seen a lot of guys that have their own livestock, their own goats. In fact, in this farm that I'm at right now, the owner of this property has a couple of goats over here. They can sell goat meat, they can sell milk, and they can beat the prices of the local grocery store. It's very easy, especially with social media now, for this property owner, this farm owner, to undercut Publix on the cost of meat. And they're selling organic too. I've been taking a look at the feed they are giving these goats, like top quality, top notch. I got a tour of everything, and I'm a customer now. Anytime I need meat, I'm coming to buy here. There's nothing stopping this property owner from acquiring their own customers through channels like TikTok or Facebook or Instagram by putting up a post and saying, hey, listen, I know the cost of meat is going up, guys. I'm selling mine for half price. I'm doing free deliveries. A lot of these property owners here, they have their own like trucks. So it's nothing for them to take orders through social media and do free deliveries within a 50-mile radius, undercutting the big grocery stores. The point I'm trying to make is this. Your ad budget is going to get cut. But it doesn't mean that the money's going to disappear. No. The money is just going to shift hands. So which means that we're going to see a rise in independent producers, small sort of independent farmers that maybe produce for enough for like 100 people. With the customer base of, let's say, 100 people, and you're getting maybe $500 worth of orders from each customer. That's a good amount of money coming in every month. A lot of these farmers don't need thousands of customers like that. They just need a couple of hundred or maybe 100 to make a decent living. So I think when these big companies that have a monopoly on the food production and everything start to lose their customer base, it doesn't mean they're going to go away. They'll never disappear. That's not what I'm saying. It just means that they're going to have to shrink. Whether it's by 75%, 50%, we don't know what the number's going to look like. But these are some of the accounts that you have. You need to look into that. Look into those sectors that are going to get impacted by tariffs. They're going to get impacted by mass deportations. They're going to get impacted by these mass layoffs in the federal government. Once you figure that out, everything is going to be crystal clear for you. And what I love about being in the South is that a lot of these people, especially in the rural areas, they've been seeing this coming for decades. I was talking to some, what you guys might consider in the city. You might consider them rednecks, but I consider a lot of these guys very brilliant, calculating individuals. Because a lot of these guys, they've inherited their property, passed down from generation to generation. All they have to do is pay property taxes. So what that means is that they can afford to undercut your advertisers by as much as 50%, and they're still making a profit because the overheads are not too crazy. I'm just using this as an example, but think about all the other sectors that will be impacted. Only time will tell. I hope you got some value from this insight and this information. And if you're interested in working with the best, if you're interested in learning more about how to navigate these waters, these choppy waters, then let's talk. I'll put a link in the description of this video to my calendar. Schedule some time. Let's talk about it. So, because what's coming is going to be a massive disruption. We're already seeing it. There's mass panic already. And it's best that you start working out the best. I'll see you in the next one.